What's up, YouTube? Zachary Michaels here. I'm an actor, and this is An Actor Reacts. Today, we'll be reacting to Music Box, the third studio album from Mariah Carey. Let's get into it. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Music Box is the third studio album by Mariah Carey, released on August 31st, 1993. The album is primarily written and produced by Mariah and her frequent collaborator, Walter Afanasieff. Additional writers and producers include Babyface, Daryl Simmons, and a producing duo of Robert Clivillés and David Cole. 5 singles were released from the project: Dreamlover, Hero, Without You, along with its AA side, Never Forget You, and Anytime You Need a Friend. Dreamlover and Hero both reached #1 in the US and the top 10 in most other countries, and both songs were nominated for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance at the Grammy Awards. The AA side third singles reached #3 in the US, while Without You went on to become Mariah's highest charting international single of her career and her first #1 in most European markets. The album's final single, Anytime You Need a Friend, didn't perform as strongly as the previous singles, but still managed to reach #12 in the US and chart in the top 20 in most other countries. Music Box reached #1 in Australia, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, the Netherlands, Portugal, Scotland, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Woo! The album has been certified diamond for shipments of 10 million copies across the US, and it remains Mariah's best-selling album with 28 million copies sold worldwide and one of the best-selling albums of all time. Okay, Miss Mariah and Music Box. I'm excited to get into this one. Now, I was planning on, I was trying to do Music Box before I did Merry Christmas, but I was ultimately like, I think I'm just gonna have to do Merry Christmas first because I won't have time to get to Music Box. But my OCD wouldn't let me like skip over Music Box, so I knew I had to make it happen before I reacted to Merry Christmas on the channel. So I'm just gonna be doing these albums back to back. Music Box now, and Merry Christmas, the album, should be out shortly after. But it's amazing that Mariah, all she was able to accomplish with this album. So let's get into it and listen. This instrumental feels very, starting off with the whistle. I was gonna say it feels very like Disney angelic. It feels kind of like a more mellow emotion. Backgrounds. This feels familiar right here. Hey, I like the dancing. She looks great too. Love the organ back there. Instrumental and vocals. Really like this part. I love this whistle part right there. Dream Lover. I really like that track a lot. I think the vibe is what really took me in. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of a more mellow Emotions. Like Emotions is a little more hype. You really kind of jump around to Emotions. This one, you can dance a little bit, but you really can just like also sit back and just let it in and let the like carefree openness kind of come over you. Like I said, it kind of gives me like a Disney, like I see a Disney princess like roaming in a field or something, as she was kind of doing in this video, and just like, like it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. So I really like the overall vibe of this song. Love the instrumental. It's a little more R&B, got that kind of gospel influence in there as well, with like the organ, same as like Emotions. And I don't know if that was her whistling, like doing whistle notes in the background or whatever that was. I loved that sound, and it just, again, just gave me that like kind of carefree Disney angelic vibe, and just a really good. This track kind of feels like nostalgia. Not that it's nostalgic for me, even though I did kind of maybe recognize like some of the chorus, but it just kind of feels like nostalgia, like that feeling when you like reminisce on something, and you're like, it's a fond memory, and it's like, like this song feels like that, like a, oh yeah, I remember when that happened. That was amazing. And I think that's what it's supposed to be, because you're like a, dream lover. Yeah, I really like that track. I like the video as well. It's kind of simple, just carefree, having a good time. Mariah just letting loose. I like seeing her dressed down a little bit. I'm used to the diva Mariah Carey, but it's fun to just see her in like shorts and a flannel, and just having a good time. Also love the dancers in there. That was probably my favorite part. They were getting down. Like that's the part of the song that you get down to, or you could do like Mariah and just like float around. But yeah, I think that's all I got on Dream Lover. Really good track. So let's go on to track two. Carry on.
There's a hero if you look inside your heart. You don't have to be afraid of what you are. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. And you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. When you face the world alone, no one reaches out a hand for you.
Is she married at this point? I see a ring on the finger.
So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Things are hard to follow.
Such big vocals. That guy, blown away. Crowd is mesmerized. Hero. Not much to say about this one. This is just a real like, classic, iconic song. Definitely one of Mariah's signature records, and it has stood the test of time, and I think will continue to do so. Like, for one, Mariah's vocals on this song just soar. Like, her voice soars on this record. Two, I love the instrumental, that orchestral feel, the way it builds, like those climactic moments are just so amazing. And then three, the message, the inspirational message of the song. Like I've seen online people saying how this song has got them through hard times, and when your music can affect people on a personal level like that, it's just, it's going to live on. Like this song is going to be around for years, decades, like centuries to come. And I'm not complaining. And this kind of like 90s big ballad feel, inspirational track is kind of what I was expecting from all of her early music. But I've been like pleasantly surprised at how much variety she has as an artist. But yeah, let's go on now to track 3, Anytime You Need a Friend. Background. Oh, the straight hair. This feels familiar. Love the choir. Is that Kelly Price? This song actually pairs up really nicely with Hero. Like, the hero lies within you, but anytime you need a friend, I'm here. So I like having those two tracks back to back. And I feel like this album is kind of going to be what I was expecting from her first project, like a lot of inspirational 90s big ballads. Though these two tracks do have kind of a different feel. Like, this one feels a little more gospel inspired. So I'm interested to see if they are all, or most of them, going to be like 90s big ballads, if they're all going to have a kind of different feel a little bit, how these two tracks do. But I like this one. Like, I love the choir backing her up, and I love, when Mariah really gets into it, like, and the growls come out. So good track. Pairs up nicely with Hero. But yeah, I think that's all I got. Oh wait, no, the video with the straight hair and stuff, like that was the first time that I think it was like fully straight. I think it was Can't Let Go. It was straightened, but it was like up. This time it was straight and down. Not that that matters, just something that I'm noticing. But yeah, let's go on to track 4. So like a literal music box. Love it. Very serene. picking up a little bit.
Your love is strong enough to lift me up, sweet and tenderly, and your love breaks away the clouds surrounding me. All I have to give to thee.
Voice so clear. Tenderly. What's the other song that she says it like that? I do like that bass line too. Music Box, the title track. Not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't a bad song, but it was a little too slow for me. Though I did think her vocals were super clear on this, and I like kind of that like angelic, serene vibe. It actually kind of reminds me of the intro to Can't Let Go, I think it was, like that kind of entering the gates of heaven type thing. And I also like the music box opening the song up, which now that I say that out loud, it makes was the song about like a music box brightening her day and making her feel better? Because while I was listening to the lyrics, I was assuming it was about like a relationship and her partner or something. But like now that I just said the music box opened the song up, I'm thinking it might have been about like how music brightened her day. So let me know below in the comments. But yeah, I did like it a little more when it picked up, like when the bass line came in, but it never fully got there for me. But yeah, I think that's all I got on Music Box. So let's go on to Now That I Know. She loves to hum over a good dramatic piano. She also loves to start off with piano, then kick it up a little bit. Whatever horn that is, I like it back there. This feels kind of like Vogue dance music. Is this her singing with herself? Because I hear two voices. Love the strings back there. Hey. Love this part. Love that she started and ended with the piano too. Now That I Know, this was a welcome like break from the ballads, like a nice fun up tempo celebrating. You know, now that I know our love is real, I can really be who you need me to be. So I loved the beat. It felt kind of like 90s like dance Vogue type music, and I like how the beat changed up too. Like it had a couple different parts, and I love that horn in there. I don't know what horn it was, but I liked it, and it sounded like it had some kind of effect on it that was really cool. And then I loved like choir backing her up, and just when it was really getting down, the song I was getting down to it. And let me know, was she harmonizing with herself at certain parts? Because at certain parts I heard like Mariah's like lead vocals, but then I also heard something beneath it. So I don't know if that was her singing both parts or if somebody else was doing backups at those points. But I really liked those moments because it just caught my ear because it was so interesting. And then again, I just really liked how she started with her dramatic piano and hums, and then ended with like the dramatic piano again with like some hums. Oh, and there was also that breakdown section in there where it was a little where some of the instrumentation went away, and they were just going off with the vocal. Just really, really good song. And again, a nice break from the ballads. So yeah, that's all I got on Now That I Know. Let's go on to track 6, Never Forget You. This makes me think of Boys to Men.
I won't see your smile, and I won't hear you laugh anymore. Time wasn't on your side. It isn't right. I can't say I love you. It's too late to tell you, but I really need you to know. Oh, baby, no, I'll never forget you. I'll hold on to the memories, baby. Can you hear me? Wherever you may be tonight, 'cause I never said goodbye.
Love that instrument.
I should have said I love you. Why didn't I just tell you? God knows I need you to know. Oh, baby, no, you will always be here. And I'll hold on to the memories, baby. I know you'll be with me. I'll never leave you behind. No, I'll never forget you. I'll never let you
Oh, baby. Oh, like that. I like this one. Right off the bat, I was like, this is giving me Boys to Men vibes. And I'm a big fan of Boys to Men, so that's a good thing for me. It's like that classic kind of 90s R&B ballad, which is similar to like the big pop ballads, but it's just got a little more soul, a little more grit, a little more like church in it. Like she had the choir backing her up on this song, and she was going off vocally. And then I really like the instrumental as well. Like when that guitar, I think it was coming in, I was like really getting into it. So good record, and I like how the more R&B soul big ballad approach on this one versus the more pop big ballads. But yeah, I think that's all I got on Never Forget You. So let's go on to the next track.
I'm gonna do a song now that I always loved as a little girl and always used to make me cry. And I want to sing it for you guys tonight.
Oh, is this a cover? I know the original. Is the original like a rock song or like pop rock or soft rock? I do know it. If living is without you.
but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but your eyes, your soul shows. Yes, it shows.
Sing, girl. Yes, stop. Voice soaring. No, 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 no. You better hold that. That's the I just killed it pose. You saw that face there. Okay, I love that. She killed it. And I definitely recognize that song once I got to the chorus. I don't even know who the original is by, but I know I'm gonna remember Mariah's version. She like the voice was full out and playing, and you saw like in the performance she was feeling it, stumping the feet, and just and that pose at the end, like yeah, I did that. Like she did that. Great vocals, great song, and another like big ballad, but kind of like what I was saying like early on. Her using like a variety of the big ballads, which she has been doing. Like this one's more like kind of like soft rock, pop rock kind of feel. Like the last song was like R&B soul big ballad, and then we had like the one that felt a little more gospel, and then Hero's like classic pop ballad. So I like the variety of pop ballads that she has. And this one, I think so far it might be my favorite of the ballads. Really just it's a great song, and she again just really made it her own, and she was feeling it, so that made me feel it, and just a really great record, and amazing huge vocals. But yeah, anyway, that was track 7, Without You. So let's go on to Just to Hold You Once Again.
Do you know how it feels lying here without you, baby? You could never understand what's happening to me, and forever wonder why you had to break free. Even though you're not my friend, oh baby, just to hold
This song kind of has like a haunting vibe.
it's so hard to believe. It's so very cold inside me. Just a shadow of someone that I used to be. Oh, even though you're not my lover, I would give my all.
My own.
Just to hold you once again. Now I'm just holding on to something so far gone away, baby. And even though you're not my friend, oh no, no,
Ooh.
no, I would give my all to have
Is that a whistle back there?
you.
She always buries them so deep. I can never be sure if it's like an instrument or her back there. Just to Hold You Once Again. I liked it. It's a cool song. Another one though I'm not like crazy about. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't like I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you know? I did like the instrumental though. That was probably my favorite element of the song because it was kind of like doom doom like that mixed with the background vocals gave this kind of haunting vibe, which makes sense with the like lyrical content, like the just to hold you once again, and I can't let go of this thing that is long gone, you know. So the instrumental worked really well with the lyrical content, and then of course the vocals. Mariah's gonna always kill the vocals. That kind of goes without saying. Just the overall track didn't like blow me away, you know. But yeah, let's go on to I've Been Thinking About You. Okay. Another up tempo, breaking it up a little bit. I like the how much hit is in this.
We've known each other for a long, long time, but I never really noticed all the magic in your eyes.
Okay.
I've been around you 1,000 times before.
Just kind of feel like she kind of rapping a little bit, even though she's singing. I don't know. It's nice. I like it.
So blind, I never realized, and now I feel so strange. I'll never be the same. I'll go around in circles,
Hey.
and I don't know what to do, 'cause baby, I've been thinking about you.
It feels kind of like hip hop.
In the most peculiar way. There's no explaining how I feel inside. I'm going through a transformation that's so hard for me to hide.
Love the instrumental.
You're the one that's right for me. Ain't nothing what has changed. I'll never be the same. Go around in circles, and it's all because of you, sweet baby. About you on my side, leave but suddenly I think I'm falling in love with you. Don't you know that you're blowing my mind? What you do to me, I can't describe. No, baby.
The runs come so like they just come flow out. I like that whatever that thing is. That it kind of sounds like a whistle. That.
I've been thinking about you. Suddenly, to me, suddenly, it's unbelievable to me. Suddenly, I think I'm falling in love.
I've been thinking about you. Really like this one. Another welcome up tempo. You know, pick things up a bit. And I love this one because it felt kind of hip hop. Like the beats, like the boom boom. How hard hitting it was, and the beat and all the different sounds like gave me like 90s hip hop. It made me think of like Kid and Play like type of music. So I really love the instrumental. And then her vocals too. Like towards the end, she was singing a little more, and her voice was really coming out. She was playing around doing the runs and stuff. But the beginning half kind of felt real like rap. Like she was still singing, but it felt like her flow at the beginning felt like she was kind of rapping a little bit. So I like that. Even though I have heard her rap on what was that, Prisoner, and she did it real. You know, she was a good rapper too. But I like the kind of sing rap thing that she was doing here. It was really interesting, especially paired with the hip hop feeling beat. Really like this one. Yeah, so let's go on to the last track of the album, All I've Ever Wanted.
If you only knew what I feel for you, if you only lived for me the way I live for you, my dreams would come true. 'Cause all I ever wanted
Ooh, yeah, her voice is Feels very raw. I like just the piano simple. And there's something else back there too, but it's now there's more. But the beginning was mostly piano.
To caress and hold, 'cause I breathe for you, and I really need you to know I love you so, more than you could ever know. All I've ever wanted is you, and I don't want to face another day
All I've ever wanted. I really like this one actually. It felt real like raw and simple and like pure. Like it was mostly piano led. Like I said, there was something else there in the background. I think it was like strings or maybe a different kind of sound, but that was there in the background. And then halfway through the song, drums and some more stuff kicked in. But it was mostly piano led, and I loved that. And I think her voice was the real highlight of this song though. She played around a lot more in her range, and she got into that deeper area at a couple parts. And then y'all know I love her voice down there, so I loved hearing that, and just the journey that her voice went on. And again, it just felt so like soft and like pure. Really good track. But yeah, that's the last track on this album, Music Box. So let's get into my final thoughts, and I'll tell you my top 3 tracks and what I rate this album. Okay, so Music Box. I think this was a solid album, but if I'm being honest, I do have some like mixed feelings about this like overall project. But we'll start off with the good. So for starters, vocally, I think Mariah was like in her bag on this album. And it's Mariah Carey, so amazing vocals are kind of to be expected. But one, I think no matter who it is, like good vocals, like amazing vocals should be commended. No matter if they're like expected or not, because not everyone has a voice like that. Not everyone can do the things that a Mariah Carey can do. So when she gives amazing vocals, they need to be, commended and praised no matter how often she gives them. And then 2, I think she always has, again, amazing vocals, but they seem to be like top notch this album. And maybe that's just because the album has a lot of ballads, so it relies on her voice like really showing off a bit almost. But either way, it just her voice kind of just felt like on another level on this album. Like she was really just soaring on every song, and it was just like, this just feels so big and beautiful, So shout out to Mariah's voice. And then I loved like when it comes to the ballads on the album, I think that there was a nice variety. Like there was like the big pop power ballad and the inspirational track, and the more like soft rock kind of ballad, and the R&B ballad, and the gospel ballad, and the soft sentimental ballad. So I liked, even though the album was ballad heavy, that it still had a little variety in that area. And then like musically speaking, I don't think there was a bad song on this album. Like when it comes to the lyrics, or again the vocals and the production and the instrumentation and the like overall arrangements of the song, like everything was super musically sound. Like there's nothing I could like critique in that aspect. But when it comes to like my mixed feelings about the album, like I just said, like it was very ballad heavy. Like I don't know if I would have put all these songs on one album, at least not by themselves. And that's not to say that it wasn't cohesive, because it was very cohesive. It was just almost too cohesive. And I'm someone who enjoys a ballad, but it just felt like there wasn't enough like overall variety. Like she had a variety within like the different types of ballads, but there was just so many ballads. Like there was 7 ballads on this, 2 up tempos which were appreciated, and then 1 mid tempo. And I just wanted a bit more. Like I remember on Emotions, I said it could have benefited from like 1 or 2 more up tempos, but I feel like this could have really benefited from like 3, 4, maybe 5 more up tempos to really pick it up. Because I don't mind having, if she wanted to keep like all 7 of the ballads on the album. If I just wish it would have been like a few more things to like liven it up a bit, or just again just more variety. Because one of my favorite things that I've come to really love about Mariah is her versatility. Like I kind of thought that her first album would kind of be like this, just a bunch of like big ballads. But then when I listened to that, I was so pulled in by the variety and the versatility that she showed. Like she had ballads on there, and and she had up tempos and mid tempos, and it just felt so balanced. And you got to see a little bit of all the things that she could do. It wasn't like the most cohesive project, but it was really a great like showing of what she's able to do. So I love to see the many different sides of her, and you really only got ballad Mariah on this, which isn't a bad thing, because the girl can sing, like I said, and she knows how to do a ballad well. I just again just wish there was a bit more variety, because that's like I feel like when she's strongest, and that's when I really love the projects, because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I could be sad, I could be happy, I could be grooving, I could be in between, I could be chill. Again, I just wish there was a more variety on the album, because it becomes a bit like, for me personally, it just becomes a bit too slow. And maybe a lot of people won't agree with me, because like I said at the beginning, this is like her most successful album. It's diamond, 28 million copies sold worldwide. So obviously enough people liked it. For me, I personally love to see all of what Mariah is able to do on an album. And this, you really only got the ballads. But I do remember you guys saying, because when I reacted to her first album and I said that I thought it was going to be like ballad heavy, you guys told me that she kind of started out a little more R&B with some like gospel influence, and then like her label wanted her to move more into this like big 90s power ballad to like compete with like Whitney and Celine. But I don't know. She can obviously do it and do it well. I don't think she needs to do that, because she's Mariah Carey. She doesn't need to like compete with the big power ballads. She can do those and do all the other stuff that she loves to do too. Like she's got that all in her bag of tricks. But I've been rambling on this for long enough now, so let's move on to my favorite songs. So my top 3, coming in at number 3, I've got I've Been Thinking About You. This was such a welcome up tempo on the album. Like it was a nice departure from the all the ballads that were going on, and it just had me grooving instantly. I loved like the hip hop flavor of the song. Wish there was a little more of that on the album, and like the 90s kind of hip hop beat. And like I said at the beginning of that song, it kind of felt like she was singing rapping, which I love from her, and her vocal shine. And it was just a fun track that you really got to like. It again, it was just like a nice welcome break from the ballads, and it was like, hey, getting my life to this one. She killed it. But then coming in at my number 2, I got Dream Lover. I loved this song. Great way to start off the album. It really the only like mid tempo. Like it wasn't quite a ballad. It wasn't quite an up tempo. You could sit back and chill to it, or you could do a nice little 2-step to it. But just really beautiful song, and I loved the kind of angelic Disney feel to it. And I feel like it captured like carefree and like nostalgia so well that it just like makes you it puts a smile on your face when you listen to it because it's so sweet, you know. I also really love the music video with the dancing again, like they were killing it, and then just seeing Mariah carefree, having a good time, dressed down, and just it just captures all those feelings of happiness and like just bliss so well. So shout out to Mariah for the songwriting and the production. Really, really great one. But then coming in at number one, I've got Without You. For sure, my favorite ballad on the album. Like she killed this. Like it's a cover, but she again just made it her own. Like that is a Mariah Carey song if I've ever heard one. Uh, it's so beautiful, and it has a certain sense of nostalgia because I'm aware of the original, but again Mariah made it her own. But it's a beautiful record, and her vocals, she was feeling herself on that song. And I like the kind of the little more rock edge of it. Like I would love to hear Mariah on some. Oh yeah, she has that. I'm thinking of that Chick album. I would love. I gotta find a song or two from that to listen to because I like her in that little more rock element. This is definitely a more like pop rock, soft rock type thing, but I love her with that like extra edge to it. And then I love that performance that I watched because, like I said, she was feeling herself, and to see her like stomping her feet in the crowds and just her really getting into it, it adds to the song so much for me. And really, when she gets into it and I see her really feeling herself, it makes me get into it, and then I'm feeling myself. And it's just it's a great experience seeing Mariah like that, and she just really killed this track. The vocals, the arrangement, and then the song by itself is just really beautiful, beautiful lyrics, and a masterpiece of a song. But yeah, those are my top three. Number three, I've been thinking about you. Number two, Dream Lover, and number one, Without You. So now let's get into my album rating. Now, I landed on a 7.5 out of 10 for this album, and it honestly feels kind of blasphemous to say that. But like I said, there's no bad songs. I just wouldn't have put all these alone on like an album without enough other variety, because I think a few more songs with, you know, a few more up tempos or mid tempos could have really spiced this album up a bit, and I think my score would have been higher. It just became overall too slow for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Music Box. Mariah is a legend for sure. I just needed a bit more variety on this project. But be on the lookout now for Merry Christmas, which should be coming today or tomorrow. It should be coming soon. It's going to be right after this album. But yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this project. What do you rate it? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm blasphemous for giving it a 7.5 out of 10? Let me know what you rate it. Let me know what your favorite tracks are. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks for stopping by. See y'all next time.